Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm playing with my Counterfeit Kit challenge and using some more of those papers, embellishments, and I'm also playing along with Ginger's Corner and her Speedy Scrapbooking, which is using a sketch to make scrapbooking a little bit faster. So I chose this one and this photo of my youngest and our dog and this paper that I cut in half already and then realized I wasn't recording. And then I picked out, I have this longer platform for my big kick die cut, and I bought this Pink Fresh die a while ago. And it's called, I think it's called Slimline Borders, but it's a little longer for my standard to like actually go through. So I got a big one, which the platform, yeah, which I like, and it works really well. It was a little tight going through to start with, but I'm sure it'll get better as I use the plates because all of this is new. So, and then I cut the rest of them off screen because it was very repetitive, and so I cut a bunch of this pattern paper with the dots because I thought it would look neat in strips, and my plan was to not necessarily line them up, but then as I start putting them down, I definitely line the colors up. Yeah, it is what it is. So I pulled in a black piece of cardstock and I'm just going to go for it. My strips end up being crooked and I don't really notice that they're crooked until I get to the top, and then I wasn't going to change it because I was at the top. So this is where I've already decided I'm going to do the colors matching up with the dots so that they're kind of diagonal like the pattern paper was. But I should have left a little bit more room in between because I kind of planned them out and went, yep, that kind of works, but then it is what it is. I was doing this quickly and not really worrying about it. And I like how it turned out at the end, so it's not a big deal. So yeah. So now I'm looking for them to go the same way, and I already know that some of them are not going to work that way because obviously those two that I've already went and looked at and went, nope, those go the other way. That one I've looked at a couple times, but oh well. So I'm going to do it this way for a bit, and then I'm going to get to a point where I have to kind of zigzag the pattern. So this one's still good. And that one I'm just going to cut off a little bit. And then I think this is where I end up having to zigzag them because they're not quite long enough to go all the way across the page. I could have cut some more strips with the other piece that I had left, but I didn't want to because I have these ones and I can use these ones. So this is where, like you can see, I zigzag that one. This one's gonna go back the other direction. Just kind of laying them out a little bit, see what I can do. We're just gonna, I've noticed that, hey, this is not going to be enough, so I am going to have to use some of those offcuts, which is fine. But, and I wanted that piece to be a little bit longer, so that's why I switched those two out. This is the majority of my layout today. It gets a little bit of mixed media, and a tiny embellishment cluster, and a large title, and it was super easy, quick. Like, laying these strips out definitely took 90% of the layout today, so. And snip, yay, last bit. And now I can really see that they're angling down, but oh well. I don't have one that's going to fit perfectly, so I'm just going to double these two up together. You can see it if I point it out to you on the layout, but if I don't point it out to you, nobody's going to notice that those two pieces of paper overlap to get the rest of the pattern. And then just a little bit at the top here, and one last trim. And that's super cute. I'm going to map my photo in the same pattern paper because why not? I'll minimize the scraps I have. I had thought about matting it in a white or a cardstock color, but this works really well. And this one I want a little shorter, and then photo's going to go there. And then I went, oh, but I want to put some mixed media on it, so I taped it, but didn't stick it down, which is good. And then this is a pink one, a pink spritz, and a blue spritz, and a green spritz. And I think I don't think I use purple, even though some of it looks purple later. Just because of how the blue and the pink interact. It makes some purple dots too. And those are all Tim Holtz ones. I've dried a little bit. Photo's just about ready. I'm looking for a title. But it's supposed to be a big title. I'm like, nope, that doesn't work. And then I'm going to pull in these ones from my stash because I remembered I had them. They have a brown outline to them, and the base of that polka dot paper is actually brown, so I thought it would work really well. And the color for these I thought would be awesome. So I'm just going to call this Puppy Cuddles. She has a lot of letters, which is awesome. And goes the whole length of my page eventually. So I was intentional about starting and ending with that orange. So now I'm going to start at the Cuddles and work my way backwards for gluing. And then I'm going to jump ahead to the puppy. I'm not going to show you all the gluing the letters down because that gets a little tedious. And then this is how I get it kind of centered. So just like that. Nothing is going to go in between that. I could have, but I didn't want to. And then dried a little bit more because there's a couple of spots that were still a little wet that I smudged. And then just a little bit of embellishment. So I'm going to put this hello, 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 and this I love you. And then I just needed something else. And I thought I had a puppy in here, or a dog, but I couldn't find it. So, yeah, it is what it is. I found it later. And these are all Jen Hadfield stuff. I thought maybe this girl, but I thought maybe that house too, but the black and white I'm not feeling. So, looking for some more. Nope, nope. Maybe this house. So that's cute. Girl in the house? No. The girl? No. Maybe the girl underneath? No. 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 This is the little bit of fussing I do. House is going to go here. Heart is going to go here. Not there. Right there. And that's done. So, yeah, it was pretty quick to do. Here are some close-ups of the layout. That sparkle is really nice in person. And that's a wrap on this page. These are my close-ups to follow. If you loved how this came together today, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing some crafty love in the comments. Blogs, playlists, and links are always shared in the description box below. Until next time, stay inspired and full of ideas. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.